is a carbon tax? A carbon tax is a fee taxed by a government on the production, distribution, or use of fossil fuels such as oil, coal, and methane, natural gas. Typically, the more carbon dioxide pollution a factory, power plant, or user of other fuels emits, the more taxes they will pay.
How does a carbon tax work? A carbon tax, also known as a price on carbon, is a tax on pollution. The more a company pollutes, the more tax it pays. In the language of economics, externalities are costs or benefits created by the production of goods and services. So negative externalities are unpaid costs. When utilities, businesses, or homeowners use fossil fuels, they generate greenhouse gases and other types of pollution that carries with its cost for society. Because pollution affects everyone, pollution affects people in different ways, including health effects, degradation of natural resources, down to less obvious effects like depressed property value. The cost we bear for carbon emissions is an increase in atmospheric greenhouse gas concentration, and as a consequence, global climate change. To simplify the application of a carbon tax, the fees can be applied to the fossil fuels directly. For example, as an extra tax on gasoline.
How does a carbon tax promote renewable energy?
By making dirty fuels like oil, methane, and coal more expensive, a carbon tax encourages utilities, businesses, and individuals to reduce energy consumption and increase energy efficiency. A carbon tax also makes clean, renewable energy from sources such as wind and solar cost more competitive with fossil fuels, favoring investments in those technologies.
How can a carbon tax reduce global warming?
A carbon tax is a market-based strategy. Another is cap and trade, aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions and slowing global warming. The carbon dioxide created by burning fossil fuels gets trapped in the Earth's atmosphere, where it absorbs heat and creates a greenhouse effect that leads to global warming and climate change. Climate change leads to all kinds of extreme weather, like more severe droughts, increased flooding, and more intense wildfires. In order to slow climate change and reduce global warming, we need to dramatically lower the amount of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases that are emitted each year. Carbon taxes and other systems of putting a price on carbon have been shown to be an effective way of reducing greenhouse gas emissions. When government implement a carbon tax, companies switch to cleaner energy sources and cut the amount of pollution they generate. Some governments may choose to use the money collected from the carbon tax to invest in carbon-free or renewable technology, which could further help reduce emissions.
The end result is that carbon emitters already have their price committed. It's just not the emitters who pay. The Government Accountability Office estimates that the U.S. spent $350 billion in the past decade on carbon-related effects. I'm Nevaeh, and you're watching Vay's World.